Soyuz MS-05 crew. Photo credit ESA at 2:37 a.m. Chicago time. 3 astronauts returned safely to Earth following a 4-month stay on the International Space Station ISS, where they lived and worked as the Expedition 53 crew. NASA astronaut Randy Bresnik served as commander, with flight engineers Paolo Nespoli of the European Space Agency ESA and Sergei Ryazanskiy of Roscosmos. The crew made their return in a Soyuz spacecraft, which landed in a remote and snow-covered region of Kazakhstan where medical teams, recovery crew, and representatives from all 3 space agencies awaited their return. The crew was on board for several milestones that included the anniversary of Sputnik, the arrival of 3 cargo spacecraft, and 4 long-term duration NASA astronauts living on the station at the same time. Over 2,200 orbits of the Earth were made in the span of the 139-day mission, and over 100 experiments and research conducted in all areas of science. How to land a Soyuz. How to land a Soyuz spacecraft. Photo credit ESA. The return to Earth begins once they hatch on the Soyuz spacecraft. Berth to the International Space Station closes. Safe re-entry into Earth's atmosphere requires a series of burns and module separation with friction providing much of the necessary reduction in speed necessary to land. A series of parachutes and retro rockets produce a soft landing that most astronauts describe as anything but soft. A station commander, NASA astronaut Randy Bresnik, gives a thumbs up on his return to Earth. Photo credit NASA Billingles. NASA astronaut Randy Bresnik served as Expedition 53 commander on what was his second mission to space and the ISS. In addition to operating the station, Bresnik conducted dozens of science experiments, spent hours observing the Earth, conducted 3 spacewalks, and spoke with students on the ground. One World One Orbit map. Photo credit NASA. A highlight of the mission was the One World One Orbit initiative, photographing the Earth as the station completed an entire orbit. Photos of the Earth snapped by Bresnik and crew member Joe Wakaba were posted to social media, as students simultaneously posted photos from their location as the station passed overhead. A flight engineer ESA astronaut Paolo Nespoli is carried from the Soyuz spacecraft after returning to Earth. Photo credit NASA Billingles. For ESA astronaut Paolo Nespoli, this was his 3rd mission to the ISS and 2nd long-duration mission living and working on the station. Nespoli traveled to the station to participate in the Vita mission, which included over 60 experiments that are meant to provide data and insight into the adaptability of humans to live in space long-term. And pilot Roscosmos cosmonaut Sergei Ryazanskiy is in good spirits on his way to the medical tent after landing. Photo credit NASA Billingles. Russian cosmonaut Sergei Ryazanskiy served as Soyuz commander, piloting the spacecraft to the station in September and back to Earth early Thursday morning. While on the space station, Ryazanskiy conducted a spacewalk, performed station maintenance, conducted space research, and deployed nanosatellites. A quick turnaround. Astronauts Bresnik and Nespoli are greeted by NASA colleagues in Houston, Texas. Photo credit NASA. By Saturday, Bresnik and Paolo were already in Houston, arriving at Ellington Field, and greeted by family and colleagues. The crewmates will participate in some post-mission research and rehab before taking some much-needed time off. Expedition 54 crew members prior to launch. Photo credit NASA Holkowski. Additionally, a last-minute decision was made to launch the next crew ahead of schedule on December 17. The crew of 3 astronauts, Norishi Ganai of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency JAXA, NASA astronaut Scott Tingle, and Anton Shkapler of a Roscosmos cosmonaut, will launch in a Soyuz spacecraft from Baikonur. This flight change will result in a 2-day flight to the station instead of the shorter, hours-long flight originally planned. The launch of the Soyuz MS-07 crew can be viewed live on NASA TV. Filed under NASA News tags. Astronauts Expedition 53, NASA News, Soyuz.